Hello everybody, I am THEREKTREX and welcome to another episode of our Minecraft Survival Let's Play. I've gathered all the resources for today's build, and while I was gathering those resources, I went on a few adventures. So let's travel back in time so I can take you along for those adventures. First, I collected some kelp, spruce wood, and deep slate. Planted bamboo because I need bamboo. Why else would I plant bamboo? Flattened the island and replaced all the stone with dirt. Went to the nether to collect basalt. Became a pirate and went on a treasure hunt. Found the treasure first try. Such a good pirate I am. I guess I really got into being a pirate because the next two things I did were loot a village and tame a parrot. After I became the pirate king, I collected terracotta from a mesa biome I found a few episodes ago. Almost died in real life because a zombie jump scared me in a desert temple. Had a staring competition with a camel I wanted to camel nap, but unfortunately, I didn't have a saddle. The camel lost, by the way. Collected mangrove propagules because I didn't have mangrove wood and I needed mangrove leaves for today's build. I needed two music discs of the Strad variety, got one the first try, and then this happened. After I fixed all of that, a wolf tried killing Skelly, and because I got close to the creeper trying to save Skelly from the wolf, the creeper exploded. Anyway, I was expecting to spend the rest of my 20s trying to get the two Strad music discs, but I am happy I was able to get them within an hour. Also, I lost the parrot. Today's build is a replica of this post-apocalyptic utility building 3D model by Jack Black. I was looking for post-apocalyptic buildings that I could use as references for today's build when I found this 3D model. The moment I saw it, I was like, this is what I was looking for. This is perfect. Also, it's linked in the description in case you want to check it out. Alright, it's time for a time lapse. The build is almost complete. I wanted to tell you guys my thought process behind the texturing of this build. I have used two blocks to texture this build, tough and deep slate. These textures are supposed to be stains caused by multiple heavy rainfalls. The reason I went with these two blocks is because one, since this is my first time texturing a build the way I have done it over here, I didn't want to overcomplicate myself with too many blocks, and two, since this is a small scale build, I felt if I added too many textures to the build would look busy. In addition to using tough and deep slate, I have used logic to texture this build. And you might be wondering, how is that possible? Well, let me explain. You see that tough block over there? That's where the stain begins. Basically the water, flows from the top, and because there is a window over here, a lot of the water gets collected over here, which in turn stains the wall. And basically this beam is supposed to be a little bit forward than the walls. I know there is a word for it. It goes, I don't know how to pronounce it. Protruding? Okay, ignore the fact that I cannot pronounce words, but I think you get the point. The beam is supposed to be a little bit forward than the walls, which makes it so that the water gets collected over there. But some of the water ends up overflowing, and that water ends up flowing towards the left. Maybe the land is a little bit lower over here, which causes the water to flow towards the left. And because the water flows towards the left, most of the water gets collected in this corner, which in turn stains this corner the most. That is why I have used deep slate over there to represent that. The door is supposed to be a sliding door, as you can see. Originally I wanted to go with a double door, but then I thought a sliding door would feel more industrial. So that's the reason I went with a sliding door. Now, depending on which one looks better, spruce or copper door and trap door, whichever one looks better, I will keep the one that looks better. Boom, English 101. But since copper doors and trap doors have not been added yet to the game, I am using spruce. But once they are out, I might change this to copper. Once again, depending on which one looks better. The reason I have used light grey stained glass panes is because these glass panes look like they have dust on them, which I really like. So that's the reason I have used them. You might be wondering why the staircase is flooded over here. Basically, when this build was originally built, it was built on land, but over time, the island started sinking, and this part of the build ended up sinking into the water, which I think is a pretty cool story building, world building thingy. I have used logic to texture the staircase as well. So basically, I have added textures which are supposed to be weathering caused by people walking on the staircase. So I have added the textures where I think people would walk the most. So let's say you climb the staircase like so. There's a pretty good chance you're going to turn in this pattern. So that is the reason why these blocks are textured. Same reasoning with this. And maybe people used to stand here a lot. So that is the reason why this block here is textured. I have done the same thing over here as well. Now these are supposed to be shadows, not water stains, but I decided to go with the same blocks that I have used for water stains to create shadows, just so things are consistent. So that is the reason why these textures look more like patterns instead of being random, because these are supposed to be shadows that are caused by the surroundings as well as the staircase. So what I mean by that is, because the staircase is here, the middle is probably the most, or not the most, but the middle is pretty dark. And because there are pillars at the sides, maybe the corners are pretty dark. So that is the kind of logic I have used to texture the walls. The terrace is probably my favorite part of the build, because I think I did a really good job texturing the terrace. So all of these textures are supposed to be water stains, but they are also supposed to be mold that gets created because of water that gets collected at these places. I don't know how to explain it. I have seen mold growing on buildings that get water collected in certain areas happen to my own building. So I think that was a pretty cool detail that I added over here. And the higher you go, the more better I feel like the textures look. When you're up close, you can't really get the idea of the textures, but the higher you are, the better the textures look, in my opinion. I think it's cool to implement things that I have seen in real life to my Minecraft builds. I don't know what this is supposed to be, and I don't know what this is supposed to be, but I do know what these two things are supposed to be. These are supposed to be exhaust fans. That is why I needed Strad music discs, because these music discs look like fans. I wish there was a way to make the item frames invisible in vanilla, but there isn't, so this will have to do. And if you're wondering why I didn't use glow item frames, why would the fans be glowing? If we yoink a boat and head in this direction... Hold on, I forgot to get my bed. Wait, is that a bee? That is a bee. What are you doing here, Mr. Bee? We will reach an island. The reason why we are on this island is because... Hold on. Are we there yet? I think we are. Okay, we are not there yet. Hold on. I genuinely thought we were at the top. Hold on. We're almost there. Hold on. That wasn't part of the plan. There we go. Cherry blossom trees. If we head towards the center of this cherry blossom biome, we will come across a beautiful crater that is surrounded by cherry blossom trees. Look at this place. This place is beautiful. Honestly, I would have settled down here if I had known this place was here. But look at this place. This is such a pretty place. From the bottom of my heart, a Walmart with a big parking lot would go perfect in here. But the reason I came to this cherry blossom biome is because I need cherry blossom trees. Is that a zombie? That is a zombie. You die. Haha. Okay. The reason I came to this biome is because I need cherry blossom trees. Why do I need cherry blossom trees? Well, in the first episode, I hinted towards a project that involves abandoned buildings and cherry blossom trees. And with today's build, we've officially started that project. I don't have a name for the project yet, so if you guys have any name suggestions, Let me know in the comments down below. My phone is on its last legs. Is that the right saying? I don't know. But if you guys want a detailed explanation of this project, I did explain in detail in the last episode. But basically, I am building abandoned science facilities on a group of islands, and these science facilities are going to be built in a post-apocalyptic theme. Now, I don't want this post-apocalyptic theme to be depressing, right? I like the idea. I thought there was a camel here for a second, but I like the idea of a post-apocalyptic theme build. Okay, basically, I like the idea of a science facility that was abandoned because something horrible happened. But after it was abandoned, it is now overgrown with vegetation and cherry blossom trees. I think that's a really pretty take on a post-apocalyptic theme. So that is the reason I came here to collect cherry blossom trees. I keep saying that again and again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to yoink a few more cherry blossom saplings and head back to the island where we are building the post-apocalyptic utility building. And I'm gonna add a few final finishing touches, and then I will meet you right back. The build is complete, at least the exterior part of the build. I want to talk about this garbage box thingy that I have built. I saw Dallas building this in quite a few of his episodes, and I wanted to try building one myself. I think this goes really well with this build. It adds realism to the build as well. As you can see, one of the garbage bags has gotten into the ocean. Not so good. When I mean Dallas Met 65. For the people who don't know him, go check him out. He's my favorite YouTuber. There is a vine growing on the building, which I think looks pretty cool. We have a cherry blossom tree, which I think looks pretty cool. Honestly, all of these look pretty cool. There is another cherry blossom tree here, and I was experimenting with the ground. I was seeing how the ground would look if I bone mealed it, added a few petals and stuff like that. So there is that. This cherry blossom tree gave me so much pain to grow. It kept growing like the small cherry blossom trees, and I hated that. So I'm really happy with this one. There is another vine growing here. This one's a big one. This one has taken the majority of the middle of the building, which I think looks pretty cool. I have added branches to these vines at the top of the building. So let me show you guys that. I don't think branches is the right word. Maybe stem, maybe? Yeah, okay, whatever. But yeah, you get the point. So these are supposed to be the stems of the vine that are growing from the building, and I try to place them at places where I think the water would end up the most. So like at this spot and at this spot, especially at this spot since this is a corner. Now, if things seem a little out of place, don't worry. As time goes on, we will build more on this island. I am thinking of making this island a port island, so I might build a port somewhere on this island, and maybe the science facility used to bring in all the things over here, and they would store it in this building before taking it to the respective islands of where that item was needed. So I might build a lighthouse, a port, maybe like an abandoned ship. Oh my god, that would be such a cool thing to build. You know what? We're going to build that for sure. But you get the idea. So if things seem a little out of place, don't worry. As time goes on, I will make sure to flow everything together. Same with all the foliage and stuff. This is just me testing things out. But as time goes on, I will try to make the foliage, make the overgrowth of the vegetation a lot more natural looking. The interior of the build is not done because I genuinely have no idea what I could do for the interior. So if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments down below. I would really appreciate it. So for now, I have left the interior empty. I was thinking of making this place a storage building, so maybe there would be like a bunch of boxes and stuff, but I am not sure. I will take some time to think about what we can do here because I don't want to rush things and add things that I'm not going to like. So I want to take my time with things. And if you're wondering what this is supposed to be a secret door. So this door is supposed to be actually attached to this place here, but because this place is abandoned, the door has fallen off. The polished black stone buttons are supposed to be the hinges of the door. So because there is an illegal underground lab, villager testing lab that we built in the last episode, the door is a secret door, so people don't figure things out. So yeah, hello, the villager is doing well, by the way. You know, he's working on his laptop and everything. So there is that. The copper has oxidized a bit, so that's good as well. But yeah. So yeah, this is supposed to be a secret door, and people would go in when no one's looking. But I wanted to make a redstone door, which would be a lot cooler and realistic, but I'm not that smart, and the space here is not a lot. So I decided to just go with this, which is pretty funny. But yeah, that is it for today's episode of our Minecraft survival let's play. I'm sorry this was a short one. I have had a busy week, so I couldn't record a lot, but I'm pretty happy with the build. And if you guys have any suggestions, not just the build related, but any suggestions in general, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. I will appreciate it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. What do you think about this build? Let me know. But yeah, I will meet you guys in the. Oh, hold on, I'm drowning. I cannot swim on this game. Okay, there we go. Finally. Oof, the water is a deadly place. But thank you all so much for watching this episode. I will meet you guys in the next episode, and until next time, keep working hard, never give up, and goodbye.